It's the 3 on PLAXtv.
Yeah, the season might be over for him. That might be a little too far. What's good, y'all? It's your boy PLAX, and I am back with another episode of the 3 on PLAXtv. And in this episode, I'm talking about how I think the Memphis Grizzlies should tank. Now, I was having a conversation with my pops just about like my content and, you know, things I want to change, things that I've noticed. And somehow we got into basketball because I do a lot of basketball content. We got into basketball, and my dad made a comment about Memphis regarding how they should really just hang it up really for the season, which led me to be like, yeah, I kind of agree with him. Maybe they should tank even when Ja Morant comes back, because Ja Morant comes back in about like 8 to 10 games or something like that. I don't know for sure. At the time of this recording, it's definitely 8 to 10 games. But Ja Morant comes back soon. They are 4-13. Let me make sure. Let me check again. Yep, they are 4-13 at the time of this recording, which has them at 14th in the West. So that's not even a play-in team. I understand that the season is very early and they can turn that around when Ja Morant comes back, because Ja may have gotten in trouble a lot, but he is an elite level point guard and an elite level player. Part of the reason I think they should tank is because, one, they have their own pick this year. So if they were able to tank, they could definitely get a lottery pick, possibly get a top 5 pick. Being one of the 4 worst teams in the league, they're definitely going to probably get a top 5 pick. On top of that, I believe they have some situation with Phoenix and Washington. I'm going to read it. I know a little bit about like pick swaps and all that jazz, but I don't know like the details. And when I read this, I'm not going to lie, I didn't necessarily understand it. So I'm going to let you guys in the comments tell me what the hell this means. Hold on, let me pull it up. Here we go. So Washington has the right to swap its 2024 first-round pick protected for selections 13 through 30 for Phoenix's 2024 first-round pick. Memphis then has the right to swap its 2024 first-round pick for the less favorable of the Phoenix pick and the Washington pick if conveyable. And then it's something in parentheses about Indiana, Phoenix, and Washington. Yeah, I'm a little confused at that. I think I kind of understand it a little bit better now. I believe Memphis just gets the worst pick out of the Phoenix and Washington situation, so I kind of get that now. But part of the reason I feel like they should tank is, one, they're playing like shit to start the season. I didn't expect that. Because previously Memphis has played really well without Ja when he's been injured or anything like that. But the reason they played well without Ja is because they had Trey Jones, they had Steven Adams, they had Dillon Brooks. As much as we talk shit about Dillon Brooks, he's a solid starter on any team. He's helping Houston turn their whole situation around. But yeah, they had Trey Jones, Steven Adams, and Dillon Brooks. As constructed right now, Steven Adams is out for the season. Dillon Brooks is in Houston, and Trey Jones is in, like, I can't even remember where Trey Jones went. Damn, where did he go? I can't remember where Trey Jones went, but he's not in Memphis anymore. So not only did you lose Ja Morant, you lost 3 extremely important players to your success in previous years. So that, and I didn't realize that when I was thinking about it, because I was like, oh, Ja's out 25 games. That's not great, but they'll still be able to win some games because they've done it before. But without those 3 pivotal guys, you're down a lot. You know what I'm saying? Even if you throw Steven Adams back in there, you're still missing Trey Jones and Dillon Brooks basically. And Desmond Bane, as solid as he is, he's not a best player on the team type of guy. And then you got Triple J, who's an elite level defender, but he doesn't rebound. He can't really get his own bucket. You're just completely in a tough situation. D-Rose, D-Rose has been playing point guard for them a little bit. He's great. I love D-Rose. But again, he's older. He's been through injuries. It's not really much he can actually do to turn them around. He's more of a complementary piece, not a main piece. So Memphis just finds himself in a tough spot. Even when Ja comes back, they're still shorthanded. Now I know Ja's gonna come out and want to prove himself and go crazy. And I understand that. Ja Morant, that's his personality. He's gonna want to dominate. He's been out for 25 games to his own fault, like it wasn't injury or anything like that. So he's going to want to show out. And I understand that. And I also understand tanking is frowned upon. You shouldn't tank. But I feel like in this situation specifically, it's really their best option. And even if Ja comes back, do you think just adding him is going to turn the season around that much? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they're going to win more games. I definitely believe that. But how many more games and what spot are you going to actually put yourself in? Because right now, they're not even in the play-in. It would be better if they were at least in the play-in at this point, because then adding Ja should improve you to a solid playoff team at the very least. Not being in the play-in right now, being 14th or 15th in the West, what is that going to lead you to? 11? Because 11 is still out of the playoff picture. So I think their best bet is to tank in this situation specifically. Now, the benefits of them tanking would be next year, you have Ja Morant for the entire season, barring any injuries. You're bringing back Desmond Bane. You're bringing back Triple J. You're bringing back Steven Adams comes back from injury. And on top of that, you'll probably end up with a top 5 pick in the draft. And out of those top 5, there's a couple forwards that I like that will be very complimentary and great replacements for Dillon Brooks in this lineup. The first guy I was thinking about was Ron Holland. He jumped out to me immediately. He was projected, this was on CBS Sports, so it could be a little different somewhere else, but on CBS Sports, he was projected pick 3, right? So you get Ron Holland, you throw him in at the 3. I know he's a power forward, but he can play the 3. His 3-point shooting needs to improve, but I mean, Dillon Brooks was missing a lot of threes too, in pivotal moments, so maybe it wouldn't be too much of a drop-off. But the guy that I really want them to possibly get, if they decide to tank, obviously, is Montes Buzelis. He's a great shooter. He's a playmaker. His defense is a little it's a little shaky, but I feel like that would just be a very solid addition to what they already have, because then you're running Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, a rookie Montes Buzelis, who I think is going to be very good and could possibly win Rookie of the Year, depending on the situation he's in. Triple J, and you have Steven Adams back from injury. Now, Triple J doesn't have to worry about rebounding as much because Steven Adams is there backing him up. And I feel like they would go from last year being a up-and-coming playoff team to this year being one of the worst teams in the league to going right back to being an up-and-coming playoff team. And I think that would be the best option for kind of like what Golden State did a little bit, right? The way, obviously not the same. I don't think they'll win a championship or anything like that, but they'll be back in the hunt. Kind of like what Golden State did. Everybody was getting hurt. Steph was getting hurt. Clay was hurt. Draymond was in and out for different reasons. It was just a whole bunch of issues going on. Jordan Poole was the best player on the team a lot of times because people were out so much. And they were bad. They didn't make the play. It was terrible. But I think they made the play-in that year, though. They at least made the play-in, I believe. But, they got knocked out. LeBron and them beat them, I believe. And then the next year, they come back full strength and they win the championship because they were able to not only draft some young guys that can help right away, they also got their guys back. And I think Memphis is in a similar situation. Again, I don't think they'd be able to win a championship per se, but they'd be back in the hunt and back in contention, playoff contention as a top 3 to 5 team in the West. On top of that, I know I said I don't think they'll win the championship, but with that starting 5 of Ja, Bane, Buzelis, or Ron Holland, of course, Triple J, and Steven Adams, if you're able to construct a bench in that offseason, it doesn't have to be the greatest bench in the world, but just something solid, something that you can go into the playoffs with and be confident about, they definitely will have a chance because they've been close previously. I believe they were in the conference finals last year, if I'm not mistaken. If not, they were at least in the second round, and they gave no, they weren't in the conference finals. They were in the semis against the Lakers, and they gave the Lakers a go. You know what I'm saying? The only reason they lost is because Dillon Brooks was talking too fucking much, and LeBron just destroyed them. I think the Lakers would have probably beat them even if Dillon Brooks wasn't talking, but I think they would have at least been in a better position if Dillon Brooks would have shut the fuck up. But yeah, that's just my take on Memphis right now. I do think they should just get into the tanking bag because in this situation, the process, so to speak, won't take long. It's literally just 1 year of saying fuck it. And you kind of don't have a choice because you started out terrible already. By the time Ja comes back, that's 25 games into the season. I don't project them to win too many more games. Let's say they go 5-20. You're starting the season 5-20. You have to go nuts to be able to make the play-in and make the playoffs and different things like that. So maybe they should speak to Ja, speak to the rest of the team, and really lock in on the tanking aspect just for one season, though. This shouldn't be a back-to-back seasons thing. It should be just the rest of this season. Draft Buzelis or Ron Holland, go into next season full strength with a better bench, and go crazy. But let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. I understand tanking is frowned upon, but sometimes it may be necessary in situations like Memphis is in or situations like Golden State was in a couple of years ago. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you ding that notification bell so you know every time I drop a video. And most of all, YouTube, I love you guys. Peace out.
It's the 3 on PLAXtv.
Yeah, the season might be over for him. That might be a little too far.